All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my Weight Loss Life studio. We have a special guest with us tonight. How you doing, Todd?
I'm doing great, Greg. How are you, man?
Oh, I can't complain, my friend. It has been a long time since we've had a conversation. It's really good to get together with you tonight
Heck yeah,
and
good to
just,
catch up.
yeah, catch up, see what's going on in your life and your channel. Yeah. Um, Awesome. Looks like we got a few people in here tonight already, so that's good. How's
Right
everybody
on.
doing tonight? We're gonna do a little. We'll do a little question and answer session as we go, but definitely going to get into the interview with Todd a little bit and find out what's going on in his life. And Todd, your YouTube channel is at the Carnivore Cure. There, right on YouTube. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yep, at the Carnivore Cure.
All right, got that on the bottom for you guys. And my channel, of course, is at My Weight Loss Life. And as you know, it's funny thing is, Todd, when I first talked to you, I think I looked and it was back in August. We did an interview, and actually, I think that was one of my first interviews, and I know it was yours
Yeah,
because I think I did your first interview that you did on YouTube.
you
So
did.
a lot has changed since then for both of us, kind of. I would say both of our channels have grown a lot, and a lot of things have happened with us, and I guess that's why we're getting together tonight. One thing I want to mention to the viewers, hey, make sure you like the video. That'll share it out to YouTube algorithm so more people see it. That would be great if you could do that. And let's see here. Yeah, we got someone watching from Delaware. Great. Yeah, if anybody else wants to put where they're watching from, go ahead and put it in the comments. We love it. That's
Yeah, I
great.
appreciate you. She's a long time listener. She's always great in the comments. I appreciate it.
Yep, awesome. I see Michael's on tonight. How you doing, buddy? Hope all's
Hey,
well
Michael.
with you. I enjoy seeing you on the show the other night, and I'm super pumped for you and excited about what you got going on. So keep up the good work, brother.
Michael's responsible for that awesome intro that everybody's been commenting about. So he's
Yeah,
he's he's quite talented.
I might have I might have to look him up. I need a little help on my stuff. Hey, we got some Tennessee in here tonight,
Right on.
and Minnesota. That's great. I'm in Iowa, so and I know Todd is in Montana,
Yes, sir.
so. Yep, Brad's from Iowa. He's a friend of mine, known him a long time. So,
Hey,
welcome
Brad.
everyone to the show. Go ahead and keep commenting. We'll get back to comments here, but I guess we'll kind of get into some questions a little bit, Todd. What let's see here. Sorry about that, guys. Todd, why don't you give me a little update on what you got going on in life, on your channel? If you want to talk a little more about your weight loss and what you're working on for diet, that type of thing first, I guess that would be a good one to start with.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, you know, this is still carnivore, obviously. Almost to my 1 year carnivore anniversary. This is I'm ending the or November is my 11th month, so because
Awesome.
I started on January 1st of 2023, so looking forward to that. In fact, we're gonna do I guess catch everybody up. I've got a channel that me and Lindy and Michael do a weekly live stream on, but we're gonna do so in January my 1 year's coming up, and Lindy's 2 years coming up in January, and then Emily, her coach from the Steak and Butter Gang, her 3 years coming up in January. So we got 1, 2, and 3 year, but it's all of our carnivore birthdays. So we're gonna have a birthday special, I believe on November or no, sorry, January.
First part of January, isn't
Yeah, I
it? I
think it's
think
the
I heard that.
7th. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
that's
the 7th.
awesome.
I'm trying to think what date, but yeah, we'll put it up there. So that's going to be fun. Fun to do that one. But yeah, diet wise, um, I'm doing great, but I'd been doing OMAD. Hey
Mhm.
Mike, I'd been doing OMAD for about 9 months solid,
Okay.
and my appetite was going down. And I joined the Steak and Butter Gang and was learning about priming. So now I'm on a kind of a priming protocol right now. And the priming protocol. I was just looking at my video. It looks terrible. Something was going on with the camera. But I'm on a priming protocol right now, so it was crazy because I could feel my at not, month number 9. I could feel my metabolism was kind of slowing down. I was getting, I just didn't have as much energy and things were slowing down. But I turned out I'd been under eating for so long I didn't know it, because you know how satiating carnivore can be. You know, like
Mhm.
it's sometimes it's hard to remember to eat. And I was doing OMAD, and then my meals were getting smaller and smaller and smaller, even on OMAD. So now I'm doing this priming protocol, and it's pretty crazy, man. I got to say, because I didn't even really look at it this way before, but I mean, we're very malnourished. Like when you're eating all that standard American diet, you can weigh a ton, but be really actually fighting malnourishment because you didn't have protein or the amino acids. You know, really all the building blocks that our bodies were calling for. So it was crazy. So I hopped in with both feet and started doing 3 meals a day. I was eating like 5,500 calories a day, and it just the change was crazy. So I got down to, wow, you know, I started at 715. I got down to like 468, 465, somewhere in there.
Mhm.
And then I ended up gaining like 20 pounds back. But the crazy thing is, it's like in muscle. Like eating all of that protein, like I filled out with a bunch of muscle. My shirts are fitting looser. I'm so much stronger, and I'm even 20. I even put back on 20 pounds. But it's a muscle, and how the prime protocol works is basically go through a series of priming and fasting.
Mhm.
And so when you're priming, you're healing and you're building all this new tissue, and then you go on a series of fasting. But you don't want to do that. I did the fasting too long to where my metabolism actually slowed down, because it was no longer a fast. It was just like my body's environment now was only eating
Sure.
once a day. So yeah, I can't. That's been pretty amazing to see the body compositions and the extra health, you know. And then so that's been great.
No, that's pretty awesome. Sometimes I kind of think right now that I am struggling with a little bit of that. It's kind of a stall, but I'm probably not eating as much as I should be. Yet at the same time, if I'm eating too light, I'm really not losing weight. And I'm trying to balance that out right now myself. And I'm hoping I can start heading the other direction here soon, because I'd still like to drop 40 pounds myself. I think once I cleared that 100-pound goal, Todd, for myself, I just, like, it's kind of just a relief, and you just kind of take it easy, because I was
Right.
pushing pretty hard, and I hit it in a little over 8 months. And, but I still like to drop 40, 50 pounds. But last couple months have been pretty stagnant for me. So hopefully I can, it's not like I'm putting on weight. I'm just not really losing. And I, really need to get focused on that and figure out, what I should do, and get going with it, you know?
Yeah. Totally. No, and I that's why I started priming, because I stopped losing weight at about month 7. I was stalling out, and my energy level was going down. And you know, now I can definitely tell you. I mean, I went from, this is how crazy it is. Like I went from eating 1 meal a day for 9 months, and I was never hungry, to you do priming, and it like re-kicks in your body's metabolism, and your body starts running on a different level. You know, none of it was bad food or anything. It was all
Hmm.
carnivore food, but you just start eating it. Like and I specifically, I was targeting eggs, because I got diagnosed, you know, many years ago with low testosterone, and eggs help your testosterone a lot. So there's a protocol for bumping up your hormones and your steroids in your body, growth hormones and testosterone, by eating by specifically eating 36 eggs a day. So I was eating for 5 or 6 weeks there. I was eating 36 eggs a day, 3 meals, 12 eggs per meal plus meat. And it really does work fantastically. But so it finally it ramped it up, and then all of a sudden it was time to go back on OMADs, my first OMAD.
Hmm.
I couldn't do it. I was ravenous. Like, I just did it for 9 months like it was no problem. And I had to white knuckle my first. I was supposed to do like 5 OMADs in a row. And I had to go, and I had to go try to do two. And I was like ravenous, and it was crazy. And it just goes to show you like how your body will switch gears, and it wants these building blocks. But I just started filling out my muscles on my legs and on my arms were just all growing like crazy, and it was starting to eat the fat. So even when I was weighing more, I was stronger, had more stamina. And I mean, I did the math, and I'd eaten like in 5 weeks, I'd eaten like 200, 200,000 calories, and I got stronger and leaner, and just body composition change. I mean, it's quite incredible.
Yeah, I
And
bet.
yeah, and so I don't know. I definitely would, anybody that's stalling out or feeling like,
Hmm.
because you can do the fasting to a fault. I found out, because you can still get in, where you're just trying to all of a sudden get into a deficit, and your body just starts slowing down, and but you're not repairing anything, and that's where I was. So yeah, I would definitely, anybody that's interested in it, go check out the Steak and Butter Gang. It's truly amazing protocol over there, and it's really working. Not only that, but during that I quit chewing tobacco,
Oh
uh,
wow,
which
that's
was,
great though. I mean, I'm
yeah,
glad you
yeah,
kicked
that
that. That's
I didn't
good.
think I was going to be able to do it, but man, it was during that priming time I was feeling so good and healthy and
Yeah.
clear that it was just time for it to go. And I mean, I've been chewing since I was, 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that was no problem. This is day 14. This is day 19 of no tobacco, and I'm not craving it at all
Oh,
anymore.
that's great, Todd. I'm happy for you, buddy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I was gonna say, are you probably not eating eggs now so much? Then I take it based on this question,
Well,
or are
now,
you?
now I'm on my, so I'm not priming right now.
Mm,
So now I'm on OMAD again, and I failed the first time, and I had to go back and do two meds. But now I'm back on fasting, so I'm on OMADs right now, and I only eat one meal, and obviously I can't eat 36 eggs in one meal.
right.
So right now I'm eating about 6 to 8 eggs in that one meal and a steak, and that's all I'm having right now. But even in that protocol, they recommend that you only do that because they call it a full like steroid cycle. So they only recommend that you do that for 8 weeks at a time, and then you give it a break, and then you
Sure.
kind of cycle it in. So
Interesting. I'll have to check them out because I think I need to do something here coming up. I just need to kickstart because it just seems
appreciate
like
it,
I've
Mike.
stalled out and my energy isn't as good as it was. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, well, I'm getting my energy back. And you know what's crazy is especially when I quit the Copenhagen and I started priming, at first my sleep was all messed up. That's one thing I've always struggled with is the sleep. The sleep, like I would sleep for 2.5 hours, wake up, and then just be up. Sometimes I'd sleep for 4 hours, but once I would wake up in the night, I would never fall back asleep. After the priming and after quitting tobacco, now I'm sleeping 6 hours, 7 hours a night without waking up, and it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, that's great. I was gonna say, Mike's asking if you think he could lift his VW Beetle.
That's a funny story, actually. So when I was a kid, a kid being I was 17, uh, we had a buddy where we were wiring a hotel in Denver, Colorado, by the old Saps Brother truck stop where the old airport used to be, and we were remodeling it. We made some friends in there, and he had one of those Geo Metros, and me and my brother went and lifted his Geo Metro up, and we put it on the sidewalk on blocks, so that when he came out in the morning, his Geo was on blocks on the sidewalk, and he couldn't figure out how we got it there. But me and my brother set it up on
That's
blocks over
funny.
there. It was pretty funny. We lifted it up there. I do have a hernia when I was from working in our shop, and when I got that because I flipped up a 1,150 pound roll of wire, and when I flipped that roll of wire up, that was that was a stupid decision because it gave me a hernia. It was pretty funny.
I got to say, Todd, one of the best stories I heard was the other night that you talked about your traveling.
That was so funny, and it's a true
that,
story, man.
that was so funny. I laughed and laughed. I thought that was awesome. And
I was so happy that that woman made it such a big deal, because if she would have made it like a half big deal, it would have been like an awkward situation. But she was so over the top, just so mad that I was about to sit next to her that something broke inside me. Like I didn't, now I no longer cared. Like if she was only
Yeah.
half mad, I would have felt bad for her and went, oh gosh, and I would have been feeling guilty for making this woman's flight bad. But she was such a jerk about it. Now I just wanted to, like I was reveling in kind of making her trip suck because she was such a bad person. So I just started laughing hysterically because it's like, what are you going to do at that point? Everybody knows exactly what's going
Yeah.
on here. So I just started laughing. I'm like, I'm going to make this the worst trip of your
That's
life, lady.
funny. For the viewers that don't know what we're talking about, you got to go check out Todd's video. It wasn't this last weekend here, it was the weekend before, right?
I have it. Yeah, it was. I have a really
Yeah.
funny story on this one though, too. Cause
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. So,
you watch the end of that one, you're going to like this one because
okay. Yeah,
these
definitely.
are,
So,
so me and Michael and Lindy talk a lot offline, and these were I'm people don't know this, but like I don't put it online too much, but where I'm from, I'm just kind of like the funny guy. I'm the funniest guy in the room usually, and so they got to see that side of me. So I've told them a bunch of these stories that I just find funny from growing up.
mhm.
And so Lindy, they were pushing me to put those on there. So that's why the last two episodes I told one story each on there. So you can go check it out. And it's just the life of growing up really big, man.
Well, I'll have to go check that one out after the show because that one from your trip traveling was hilarious.
It was true, man. I'm gonna eventually. I got a story that's true story. I don't know how to tell it though because there's some bad language in it
Oh, yeah.
from people concerned, and I don't know how to tell it. But the punchline basically is it's the true 100% true. But I got trespassed from Six Flags over a dispute over funnel cake one time.
Oh,
It's a great story too. It's one of my family's
unbelievable.
favorite. too
Oh,
many,
that's funny.
too
So,
much fun.
so Todd, like weight loss wise, where are you at then total
Yeah.
since you
So
started?
right now I'm sitting right at about 255 down. I've lost
Awesome.
255 pounds, and but that used to matter to me, and now I don't
Mhm.
even care. Like the weight loss,
Yeah.
it's great to see it, but what it is the shirt sizes that have
Yep.
gone down. I went down from like an 8X to like a 5X. I could actually fit in a 4X if I'm not sitting down and my belly still crunches up when I sit down. So, but even more so is the strength and
Yeah.
the ability and the, just the mobility, the flexibility, the dexterity. I mean, just to be able to move and the reach, that I have now, it's just so much better. Like I don't have a hard time breathing. I don't, my muscles don't we get so weak that they're shaking just doing, natural things. I can drive again. All these things came back. There's just a million and
That's
one.
that's awesome. I
Yeah.
That makes me really happy for you, buddy. Because I even notice it just with me losing 100 pounds, it's like it's night and day difference from what I was, and just being able to shop for clothes that fit. I mean, usually I couldn't go anywhere to find clothes; it was hard, and now it's like, well, in some places I can wear a size extra large. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's a bigger one, but usually I'm 2XL now, and I was 4X,
Yeah.
and that's a
Huge
big
deal.
deal.
It really is. Yeah, it is. And it's just like, you know, I shop for things, and I see things that have a 500-pound weight limit, and my head goes, "Oh, you got to go on, move on, can't use that one." And then I have to stop and go, "Oh, actually, I can do that now." Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep, definitely. I see you got some congratulations here from Brad and
appreciate it,
Mike
Brad.
here.
Appreciate it, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you definitely got some good stories. I know that for sure. And yeah. I was going to
Uh,
ask you, I know this is a little bit different from what we've been talking about, but what was it like being on Sean Baker's podcast? How did you enjoy that?
it
I
was
was able to
awesome.
watch that.
It was awesome, man. Sean Baker, obviously, I mean, he's like, the guy that I was watching this whole time. So he's got carrying the torch for all of us, right?
Right.
And him and Dr. Barry and Chafee and everybody, but specifically he's in like the top 5 most influential people as far as my health is got concerned. So that was incredible. It was a little nerve wracking. And I kind of got thrown in with both feet when we got in there, because it's not like here where we kind of get ready backstage. Like as soon as I turned on the camera and clicked the link, we were there and it was going.
Right.
So I was a little befuddled. But not my best interview by any means. But I did really like being on there, and just getting to meet him was awesome. Just because I didn't get to tell him, but it meant a lot to me because he's one of the guys that I'd say he's in the top three that changed my life for the good.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I watched that interview. It was very good, and I enjoyed it. And like I said, I'm really proud of you and all that you've accomplished and how far you've come. Even like I said, when I think I subbed to you when you had 13 subscribers on your channel, and it's like, man, you come a long ways and you've done a lot of good things. And I remember when we first got together and talked, and I was pretty new at this too. And like I said, I'm pretty sure you're my first interview. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, time has went so fast, and you learn a lot, and the community's been just awesome, and you meet so many awesome people,
Yeah.
um, for sure.
Yeah, it's incredible, and just met so many. I've made a ton of friends, like really, really like best friends. It's pretty crazy how how this has happened. Because I don't know, 90 days about ago, I didn't. I was making a video and I had no subscribers. I'm like, so what happens now? This just goes on a server somewhere and ages poorly, like
Yeah,
where's this thing going? I feel like I just sent it to archive basically.
for sure.
And then yeah, everything just kind of snowballed. It's been pretty amazing. But the carnivore community is just, we all have we all have a similar kind of passion, that we're all in dark, dark places. We'd
Hmm.
all been lied to and manipulated, by, name the faction that you want to blame for it. But I mean, basically money, greed, whatever. And it wasn't working. And we were all just on our own. We all just were on our own trying to find something that really worked, because what everybody said was supposed to work wasn't working. And we were all sick, and we got a second chance here when we found something that really healed the body, the proper human diet. And that's always why I ended up, I didn't, I now know that Judy Chow, I think is her name, wrote the Carnivore Cure book, but that's not why I named my channel that. I
Right.
didn't know she existed back then. I named it that because I felt like I was cured. This wasn't a diet. It wasn't a fad thing. I was cured because I didn't just lose weight. I got off oxygen. I got off medicine. My
Mhm.
lungs healed. Like I didn't get gout anymore. Uh, my gingivitis and gum disease healed. Like things that weren't supposed to heal, they all healed. And I'm like, this isn't a diet. This is a cure.
Right.
And so yeah, man, I see that now. We've talked to so many great people that are, ketovore, carnivore, that
Hmm.
whole stuff, and it just resonates with me. I don't care what size you started at, or what thing that got healed for you. We all share the same dark place where we were at the end of our rope, most of
Yeah.
us, and this
Yeah.
thing gave us a second chance, and we all just want to get this message out there so people know that there is an option, and it's not taboo, and it's not dangerous, and it's not you shouldn't be you shouldn't be given such a hard time by you know supposedly the science people and the doctors and the professionals that are trying to really steal your health from you by telling you that you're going to have a heart attack if you eat
Right. Yeah.
if you eat meat instead of carbs. It's crazy.
It's funny, Todd, but I had my blood work back recently, and I did a video on it. But all my cholesterol numbers went down. I'm no longer pre-diabetic, and I was eating a high-fat diet, eggs, bacon,
Right.
steak,
But you know why
and
that is? You know why that is? There's I wish I could remember his name. He's an engineer, and he's done probably the best work now on cholesterol research that's been done, but he proved in like several studies, and he's even getting funded for huge studies. But he proved, and think about how dirty this is, that if you want to have a high cholesterol number, fast. And what do they do before they take your blood at the
Fast.
hospital? They make you fast for 12 hours. And the reason why your cholesterol is high when you go get your blood taken is because everybody fasted and your body doesn't have any animal fat or saturated fat in it. So it makes cholesterol because it's so vital to your body that you need
Hmm.
it. If you want to have like a really low cholesterol number before you go in, like 3 hours before you go in, eat a bacon cheeseburger, eat like bacon and hamburger and cheese, and your cholesterol numbers will drop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
Yep.
your body makes the cholesterol when your body's not receiving the
Right.
fat. It's so crazy. And what a racket is that they they have you fast. So I'm sure that there's reasons, and I'm sure it's not all because they're trying to trick you, but
Right.
I'm sure that it was a happy accident that it just so happens to be that if you fast before a blood test, they get to sell you medication. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. We might have seen that comment there, Mike. That's funny.
I appreciate it, Mike.
You get your girlfriend back, your dog runs back home, your mama gets out of prison, you lose weight, and heal me.
Exactly. I've been saying that. I said, Carnivore is so effective. They made that exact country joke about it, the country song. And because, yeah, I get it all the time. I'm like, people are like, I don't want to hear about a big T. If you might as well tell me that it improved your credit score too. You know what I mean? That's a good one, Mike, for sure.
Yep, that's a big one, Brad. Switching from cereal to eggs for sure. I mean, think about those aisles in the grocery store. You got a full valley of boxed cereal, and they're saying, "Oh, it's healthy heart" on the box.
Right. And then literally think about how, you know, here coming into Thanksgiving, we all, there's all these people telling us that we're missing out because we're just going to be eating prime rib and, tomahawk ribeyes and filet mignon and shrimp and lobster. And they get to have the potato salad with the burnt marshmallow or the sweet potato, casserole with the burnt marshmallows on it in the canned cranberries. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Pushed into people. Yep.
yep, definitely.
Totally. But I saw that you were kind of having some little bit of run at carnivore and ketovore and kind of going back and forth. You're looking awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you. Yeah, I'll say this. I mean, I think I want to say I was probably a little over 7 months when I decided I'm going to go full carnivore, and I gave it a whirl. And in 3 weeks, I lost 19 pounds, and then it was just at my 8 month 1 week weigh in. I finally hit over 100 pounds lost, and I've been kind of the same since. I mean, I just haven't really done much. The carnivore, I did it a few weeks and kind of got stuck. So I kind of did a little bit of keto, and I did a lot of that before when I was doing keto. I do carnivore one day, keto the next. But I find still I'm mainly, I do a lot of eggs, do a lot of steak, meat. I try to not do too many vegetables. Once in a while, I have a taco salad, or once in a while, I have maybe some broccoli with some meat. But generally, a lot of more carnivore based. Like I said, ketovore for sure. Probably under
yeah,
10 grams of carbs a day for me. So um, I just,
that's awesome.
I'll say I haven't been as diligent as I probably was. Like I said, I hit that goal, and I think I just kind of took a break and took it easy, and
Yeah,
wasn't as dialed in. But I'm getting dialed back in because I want to keep going and keep pushing the envelope. I mean, I look at it as January 22nd or 23rd of next year, I'll be my full 1 year way, of losing weight or being on my weight loss journey. And I want to finish strong. I mean, I'd love to hit 120, 130 pounds lost in that 12-month period. So
yeah, for sure.
that's kind of my goal right now, I guess. And I'm kind of like you. The weight is not so much a focus now. Is if I lose 1 pound a week, I'm okay with that because I feel so much better. I'm able to move
Right,
around. My arthritis is gone now. I don't have problems with my back and my knees and my ankles and hips like I did. I'm actually Todd. I'm actually looking at going back to work.
right.
I haven't worked since September of last year, and I've actually been doing some interviews. I got let's see, I got an email tonight. I got to meet some people for the last time. I'm pretty sure they're coming with an offer, probably here at the end of the week. So, but I'm pretty sure by next week, I should have two or maybe three offers on the table. So yeah, I mean, it's a win. I'm going back to work and able to contribute. And January, I thought I was going to be disabled the rest of my life
Right.
because I was not moving around. And it's been awesome to make changes. And if I can do this, anybody can do this. And that's the thing. You can change your ways, and some people it'll take a little longer than others, but that's okay. It's not a race. It's you want to make yourself healthy and feel better, and that's what it's all about. And I'm really happy with the progress you've made, Todd. I'm really really happy for you, impressed, and it makes me happy to know that you're able to get out and drive around, move around. I'm guessing you probably aren't breaking chairs anymore. I know we talked
No,
about that last
no.
time.
I mean, there's so many things. It's just so funny, just all the things before. I'll be now that I'm telling funny stories. I'll be going through a lot of them because a lot of them are hilarious. But uh, yeah, it's just incredible the life changes, the things that aren't breaking, the things that you can do, and how it just messes with your mind. I mean, I still get to doorways and stuff and turn sideways that I don't have to turn sideways to fit through. Like it's
Yeah,
a trip to get in my car and there's room between me and the steering wheel again.
yeah,
Like that's those things are just nuts, and it's like I said, it's crazy to be able to shop for things and go, oh, I can't wear that, and they go, wait, no, yes, I can wear that.
yeah,
Like you just all these things, but mainly it's just feeling good, and that's why I'm so just several things. One, doing these YouTube videos and hearing people's comments and kind of telling them my story, telling them what I would do, just kind of giving them some advice in the comment sections and stuff, and getting emails and Instagrams and stuff from people. That to me just keeps me so laser focused on the big picture, like now it just has me laser focused on now. It's not about even losing weight to a certain spot. I just want to see how good I can feel, how strong I can get, how
yeah,
healthy I can get. And now that that's my addiction and my goal is feeling good and feeling strong, it's made it so incredibly easy because now I don't even think about carbs. It's not even a thing. I love what Michaela Peterson said a while back. She basically said that, you know, when people say they're going to have a cheat day or whatever, that has a connotation that you're getting a benefit from it, that
yeah,
like you're cheating. So you're going to cheat. So you're going to get a higher score. You're going to cheat. So you're going to get ahead or something. But the reality of it is that when you cheat on the standard American diet, there is no benefit. You're just getting
right.
sicker and sicker. There is no getting ahead. It's not a shortcut. It's actually making you sicker. And that's what I found out when I was really sick and, stuck in a chair for over 2 years was I thought that I was avoiding the hard decisions by eating what I wanted and avoiding, avoiding being uncomfortable and eating, eating better. But the reality of it was I was choosing the hard decisions for the other 23 hours out of the day. I was choosing to struggle and suffer, and then lose a massive amount of quality of life over these little things. So, I mean, that was truly not true. I thought I was cheating, but that was the exact, point was there was no benefit to it at all. And so I love that people are seeing that now. People are feeling that now. I mean, when you feel clean carnivore energy, you get addicted to that and you want to keep that. So it's just been great. So that's been awesome. Uh, Being over at the Steak and Butter Gang and joining their meetings and priming and finding out that there's a whole nother level to this where you can actually heal too. And it
That's
doesn't you can really focus on it and you can heal the body and then let the body do what it does and it'll take care of the weight, because priming fasting is so powerful because you're giving the body the building blocks, but then you're fasting and you're going into a state of autophagy. Well, you have a well nourished body that can use all those things to really heal tissue, and it's incredible. So
yeah,
I'm excited
definitely.
to see what's coming.
Yeah,
Because
that you've
you know,
yeah, I mean, it's just it's funny you mentioned about going back or cheating if a person were to cheat. And I tell you what, I had a slice of regular pizza here not too long ago, and it was not even worth eating. I mean, I had one piece and I could tell how crappy it made me feel like instantly.
Right.
uh and it didn't even taste good, and that's the thing, your taste buds kind of change, and it's like there's no need to go back to old ways or try those things, because it's like it's just you don't feel that great. You're better off just staying on the plan, and just stay carnivore, any ketovore. You're better off just staying on plan and don't go off, because you're going to feel miserable if you do, and the food don't taste any good anyways. So
Yeah.
it's kind of funny how that works.
Oh, it is for sure. Like when I quit chewing for the first 2 weeks there, actually 13 days. It took 13 days exactly for the cravings to go away, but it was rough for those those 13 days
Yeah, I
sucked
bet.
for sure. And so my coach Raymond at SBG, he was like, "Look, go ahead and open up your diet a little bit to get over those cravings. Like if for like, because I had I was basically doing BBB and E at the time, and so he was like, have some cheese, have like have shrimp, eat as many times a day, like just to get through those cravings." And so I tried some cheese. I hadn't had cheese in 9 months, or actually no, I hadn't had cheese in 11 months, and I tried cheese, and cheese didn't taste anything like I remembered what cheese tasted like. It
Oh,
was a totally different animal. And I was like, I, I don't know. I didn't like it as much. But also,
right.
even it was just crazy because while I was doing the priming, I was going through, I was eating so much that I caused myself to really have this appetite. And then I decided to quit chewing in the middle of it, which was probably maybe it was a blessing, maybe not. I don't know, but I did it anyways. So I was having these crazy cravings from not having the nicotine, but still with all that stress, and my sleep was so screwed up at the time because I'd done both
Mhm.
of these things, and with all that stress, I still never craved a single carbohydrate. I never woke up once wanting soda or pizza or whatever. I would wake up and go, if I don't get 12 eggs and a pound of bacon down me right now, somebody's going to get hurt. you know, like I was a little bit edgy for that 13 days, but I was so happy because has so broken that carb addiction in me that even under the worst scenarios that I could think of, because before my triggers for eating, just going on a binge, going off the rail, was cortisol, stress, anxiety, no sleep, and hunger. And if that combination of things, I mean, look out, there was, there's no stopping me. I'd be the Kool-Aid man going through walls to get to the refrigerator to call dial DoorDash.
Yeah,
So, but now, I mean, that was the pinnacle of like the most stress I've been in a long time, and not a single carb craving. I was super happy about that. That is a true testament that you can absolutely get over that addiction.
yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. I was going to ask you, how's your first off, I guess I don't have this question up, but have you had a chance to talk to Bill Knott? I know originally we talked, and I think you maybe had a chance, but why don't you tell the viewers in case they don't know? Did you ever talk to Bill Knott?
On a few lives, yep, we've talked
Cool.
on a few lives, and through his chat, he's still Bill's doing smart things. He's staying focused, and I can't imagine. I know how many messages I get, and I have a tenth of the people watching my videos that Bill has watching his. So I know that he's just trying to keep his mind focused. Plus, just lately he's had some real scary
Yeah.
health problems. And so, but we have spoken, and I've definitely talked to Carrie Mann, who
Hmm.
also, because he'll, like, if I really need to, the bill needs something or whatever, or like Carrie's talked to me about some things with Bill, I'll just tell him, or he'll ask me, and so the kind of that communication is open now, which is great. But yeah, I don't want to rush Bill. I would like Bill to come, not even on cam, like not on line or anything, but just have a conversation with me and Lindy and Michael, because I think it would do him a lot of good,
Yeah.
because we were all exactly where he's at. And I can tell you, I just know what good it's done for me. to have people that were in the exact spot be able to talk to them. And I know that same thing for them. They repeat the same thing. Michael, has told us a
Yeah.
million times what it's meant to him and how much it's taken off his back. So I would like Bill to do that because I think we could really help him, and I think he would find a pretty strong community there that he probably hasn't experienced yet. But that said, too, he's got Kerry's a great dude, and
Right.
he's got some of the best supporters I've ever seen. So, but I'm trying not to press him, but I'm just like, come hang out for like 30 minutes and joke with us, and we can share funny stories of beds that we've broken, chairs that have exploded.
Yeah, you gotta, I guess that kind of brings me to the question. Next question I have is, you got a weekly show. We were just talking about that. Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit more about that and what you're doing and what your goals are? And I tell you what, like I said, I kind of watched it the other night from a couple weeks ago here, and I really enjoyed your show, and it was a lot of fun. And there's a lot of laughs, and you guys tell some great stories, and I think people could learn something from the three of you that were on there that night. I think your sister was on one time too,
Yep.
if I remember right. And well, yeah, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So basically, when I was trying to figure out I was just looking for hope. Basically, I was, over 700 pounds. I was not even sure I was going to wake up every morning at that point where I was at. I couldn't breathe. I was on oxygen, couldn't get out of this chair, stuck, been there for over 2 years. And I was looking for something to try to heal my body and lose the weight and all this stuff. And basically I landed on carnivore. But when I was searching, I was looking for somebody that looked like me that had done it through carnivore from my extreme. So I never found it. But when I was starting, I truly believed that carnivore was the answer, but I just didn't think that it could bring me back from where I was because I just thought I was too far gone. So it was kind of a Hail Mary, but I believed in carnivore, but I didn't think it could do miracles, and it did. And so, long story short, that's why I did a channel because I wanted to let Bill not know that
Hmm.
like I know everything that you're thinking because there's nobody out there like you online, but there is, and it did work, and you can get excited about like this, like it's gonna work. So I wanted to talk to him. Well, that at the same time, Lindy had been doing it twice as long as I had, and I didn't know about Lindy. And so she commented on one of my videos, and she was 771 pounds, and she's down to 290 pounds now, and she's not even been 2 years yet. And so we started talking back and forth, and we basically just set up a Zoom call just to meet each other and have a conversation. And that was mainly all it was. And we thought about maybe doing an interview with each other, just saying it. But when we were talking on that Zoom meeting, it was just so nice to talk to somebody who'd been in your exact shoes. And we were both so pumped up about carnivore and it just given us our life back. And it was incredible. And so when we were talking, we were like, what would be great is if we did a weekly live
Hmm.
and just talked about this stuff that we're talking about right now. And I think it would resonate to people that are in a dark place like we were. And hopefully they would understand. Because, when you're 700 pounds and you see somebody that's even 600 pounds or 500 pounds that loses it, you go, well, yeah, but they're not whatever. It's still part of
Yeah.
the excuses and all those things, but still you don't think it. But when I would hear Lindy talk and stuff, it was so I could relate to everything so much as like she really has walked the walk and she knows exactly where I'm at and it worked for her. So it's a huge it's huge. It's like you found a life raft basically and you were drowning. So we decided to do 700 plus and counting and that's what we're doing. And then on our second week, Michael contacted us, which me and Lindy were over the moon with it because this was exactly what we were hoping for, that we could find people that were stuck like us that we could help. And yeah, Michael, and he's now part of our crew and on our show, and
That's
he's got a very similar story. He's going to tell his more in depth in the future, But long story short, he's same ballpark we were in, and he's kind of been homebound for over 17 years. And so just super happy to have Michael on there now. And so that's what we do. We basically just have a weekly 3 hour live stream where we talk about how things are going and how it's changed in our life, in hopes that people that need some help and some direction, we're just trying to be an example.
Yeah.
Because that I'm not a professional dietitian or an expert on anything, but I can tell you that I have walked the walk, and this has truly freed me from something that I never thought I was going to get out of. I thought I was too far gone, and I thought this was gonna be it. What sucked, right? It sucks
Yeah.
to go out in that condition. Like, it's
Yeah.
one thing if you go out in a blaze of glory, but it's another thing if you go out in a blaze of Cheetos,
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
can definitely relate, especially last January, because before I started, I was kind of felt pretty hopeless, just with my health conditions. And obviously I felt pretty overweight too. And, almost 400 pounds myself. And, yeah, I definitely know the feeling and can relate. And, I know Michael has been in the show tonight. I just want to tell him, like, hey, I'm watching you, buddy. And I'm excited that you're joining their team. And I look forward to, seeing you on more shows. And I hope to get you on one of my show one of these days, or at least the low carb football party. I'd love to have you on. But keep up the good work, buddy. I know I appreciate your support. I know Brian does too, because you've been on our show many times in the comments, and we appreciate you, brother. Keep it up.
He'll be a superstar here pretty soon, and he'll be getting on everybody's channels, I'm
Yeah,
told.
yep, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that too. So had to give him a shout out because
For sure.
he's been an amazing supporter of mine. I know, so definitely.
For sure. Yeah, Mike, I'm gonna. I don't know if this was at me, but I am gonna start doing interviews. I'm just so terrible at interviews that I've been waiting to get a little better. But I am gonna do a round, and I want to have all my buddies come in, and I just want to start kind of cross collabing and doing
Mhm.
interviews back and forth. And so I'm going to, now that I finally have something to offer as far as an audience, I'm going to start doing interviews back too, for sure. And I'm planning off after the first of the year and kind of sending invites out and see if anybody wants me to rattle their ear for a little while. So
Oh yeah, you got some great stories. So I was gonna say, Mike Shaw, I've got to have you on the show too. I'm hoping maybe next Monday night. I'm trying to get your email. I need your email, so I'm trying to find it. I can't find it, so we'll see. Maybe I can get it here.
yeah,
So
anybody that wants to be on my channel too, if
yeah,
you got do that, it's my email is in the about, but it's the same as my name. It's the carnivore cure at gmail.com. So
perfect. Yeah, that's great. I was gonna say I'm gonna put up your banner here too. Yeah, I know it's down below, but just kind of remind people where you're at. And you are on Instagram too, aren't you?
yeah, I am same thing at the carnivore
Okay.
cure. Yep.
Yep. So just keep that in mind. I know I'm on Instagram too, and it's kind of I put a little different content over there. I usually put music to my photos. You have to have Instagram to hear the music, but it's kind of a fun little outlet, and I actually get quite a few people interacting with me on there too. So,
My dog
um,
gets more likes than I do on Instagram, so I'm gonna just start posting dog pictures on there. There's no boring
Mike,
stories, man.
he
I
brings some
think
entertainment. So,
absolutely. I've seen his
yeah.
channel, and the biggest thing is just like, we just got to cast a wide net to get this truth out to people, because we got to, I just love to see, pharmacy, or the vast majority of big pharma go bankrupt because everybody's healthy, you know,
Wouldn't that be awesome?
would be.
So, as far as your so on your channel, it sounds like you're going to be doing some interviews coming up, hopefully after the first of the year. That'll be exciting. I definitely am going to keep doing that myself. Let alone, I know, I do the low carb football party with Brian, and after the football season, we're still going to do a show together. Definitely, it's just fun to do, and it's nice to get new people on, or just people on to tell their stories. And I think a part of the healing process is and staying on plan and continuing, is hearing the success stories of others. That's a
Absolutely.
big deal. And that's what's nice about doing that, because you do hear other people, and there's always somebody new coming on, and it's nice to hear what they've kind of went through and accomplished, and what they're working on, all that. So definitely.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think, that's why, it's so funny. I bring up the steak and butter gang so many times. People think I'm affiliated. I'm not. I don't get it. Like, I don't get anything, but that's why the steak and butter gangs, meetings, they have protocols and all these things, which are good. But what they do is so many times a week, like sometimes 7, 8, 9, 10 times a week, they have Zoom calls where everybody gets to call in, and people ask questions, and you get so much information from the coaches, but you get all the testimonials of all these people in real time, and the real struggles that they're going through and how they broke through them. And it just keeps you just so laser focused, and you get so much amazing information, that I can't say enough about it. You guys, anybody that's having a hard time staying on carnivore, you just got to go experience those Zoom calls a few times a week, and I think it'll really help you to understand it better, to see what it really is, and to see how not only it's possible, but it's in, because so many people, when you're starting, you think it's too restrictive, it's too tough, and you're fighting the carb cravings. You can just see all these people that are going through the same thing as you, and you can watch them break through that wall. You don't even have to be doing it. You can just sit in there, watch the meetings if you're on the fence, and see how people are doing in real time, and just kind of let that pump you up, and let that kind of, you know train you, so that when you go to try it, you got a really good foundation under you. It's incredible.
Yeah, definitely. I guess, a question I always like to ask people on my show now, Todd, is, if someone's watching this interview for the first time and they're thinking about going on some kind of weight loss plan, what advice could you give them? What could you encourage them and tell them, hey, this is, I think this would really help you, or why you should go on a plan? What would you say to them?
I tried weight loss plans
Mm-hmm.
for 28 years, and
Mm-hmm.
they all failed. And that's because you shouldn't try to lose weight. There's no correlation with weight being the reason that you're sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, you're heavy because you are sick. And so what you
Right.
need what you need to do is heal, and you need to eat a diet that's going to, give your body the nutrition and the building blocks that it needs, you know, and once you do that, the weight will take care of itself. Like, I know we're so trained to think that we're sick because of the weight, but the weight is just a symptom. It's not the disease. So
Mm-hmm.
learn about your disease, find out what that is, and don't feel that you're alone, because 74% of America is overweight or obese right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because they've screwed up our food and they're lying to us. The all the information we get is a complete and total lie. It's a lie for money, a lie for, I think some things, they just bought into it for so long that they can't even really back out of it. They don't even know how it'd be a liability. But it's wrong. It's so
Right.
wrong. The amount of misinformation and dogma and just brainwashing in the diet and the big food and big pharma is, you got to take your health into your own hands. I don't feel bad about getting in the position that I was anymore. What I feel bad about is that I didn't take it into my own hands sooner. That's what I did that was really stupid, was I didn't take it on myself sooner.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say, if anybody has any questions, now is the time to get those in. Go ahead and put a Q in front of them. We'll answer a few questions here before we sign off for the evening, but we'll give you an opportunity to ask any questions you got. And yeah, by 2030, you will eat no beef and
Right,
be happy.
exactly. Says
We will own
says
nothing too, right?
yeah, we'll own nothing. We'll listen to the powers that be. I think I don't know. trying to decide if I want to pick a fight with the YouTube algorithm today.
Yeah, probably not.
Let's just say I think the Second Amendment can rectify that.
Yep, definitely. I was going to ask you, how's your mom doing? Your family?
Mom's doing better. She kicked the diet soda, which was a big one.
Good.
Same way I did it. And my sister kicked the diet soda. Yeah, my sister was on the other day because we did an episode because we kept getting asked about weight loss surgery and how to, it's just a great conversation. Like how to do carnivore after having weight loss surgery, and also the fact that carnivore is done for Lindy and my sister, what surgery can do. And so I think that's a testament in itself. And so we had because both Lindy and my sister had lap band surgery, and they both
Mhm.
failed, and they both were able to gain all the weight back with the lap band. And but then they're both carnivore, and they both have had amazing amazing results. I mean, my sister, I think she was about, I don't know, 280 or 300 pounds when she started this, and it's been about 6 months, 7 months, and she's down 54 pounds, I think, today,
Oh,
which for
wow.
her is
Okay.
huge.
Yeah.
But even bigger so, she's 51. And when she was 47, the doctor told her she was going through early menopause. While she was calling like a week ago and freaking out. She's like, does this diet do something to your hormones? Because she's got her cycle back, and it's because, yeah, it heals you. You're healed.
Oh.
The idea that some stupid doctor told her when she was 47, oh, yeah, you're just supposed to be hormonally screwed up at 47. That's totally normal. What a freaking quack.
Yeah. I was going to say, Becky's listening to us. Hi, Becky.
Hey, Becky, I'm just reading oh, there we go. Nice.
Yep. Check out the steak and butter game. I guess I need to do that. I should probably, I don't think I mean, I've heard the name, but I haven't checked them out.
It's it's awesome, and I was kind of talking to him today because I recommend him so much, and I was like, they're going to be putting out like a free monthly Zoom call so that people can come see what it's about with before because it's $30 a month, and I mean, you know, like, to me, it's just like that was $1 a day. If I had all the dollars a day I spent on sodas and candy bars and, you know, donuts in the morning and stuff. So it's like, to me, I would pay it if it was $300, a month, but it's not much. But I also, I was just talking to her, I was like, if people could see the benefit, because I was shocked. I was a guy that did all this, and I didn't really believe in the group thing, like
Mhm.
it's just not who I was to believe in like therapy or dealing with your problems or any of that stuff.
Right.
Like, to me, it was just a band-aid and you had to grin and bear it. Now I know that's stupid, but when I did it, I thought that was the way to do it. Then I got into this thing and I was like, oh, this is so helpful actually, because there is a lot of power in being in with like-minded people that have been
Mhm.
there before, that are all have the same goal. Nobody has an axe to grind. There's no trolls, there's no nonsense. It's just people, because it's so good because, people can say, hey, there's a lot of people that are in there saying, man, I screwed up yesterday. Man, I fell off the wagon yesterday. What do I do? I'm having this problem, I'm having that problem. And there's just such a beautiful bell curve of all the people in every aspect from 5 years doing this to just starting, and you can just see all the
Right.
people and get so many answers. And you just, I think it's so important because this is what carnivore did for me too, is it stops making you just beat yourself up all the time and feel like you're a loser, you're never going to get this done, you failed every diet, that you just suck, you're broken, you suck at life, all this stuff. Or maybe that was just my head, but that's what was going on.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then you back up from that, and when you finally let all that stuff go and you stop beating yourself up, it really gives you some clarity to where you can really be analytical and just start dissecting everything and really start getting some answers and really being efficient about what you're doing and going, okay, because once you finally understand what's been happening to you the whole time, which is basically that They all told us that we were supposed to have small amounts of the sugar drug that we're addicted to, and it was
Right.
up to us to use, our willpower. And so that when we'd fail, it was all our fault. It's all nonsense. I mean, it's like saying, hey, you got a heroin problem. You should probably cut down to, half the heroin a day, and you'll be fine. It's like, yeah, that's gonna work. So, but anyways, when you finally get in there, it just lets you let all that stuff go and realize, oh, I'm not alone. I'm not any more broken than 74% of the rest of the population.
Right.
And you just let all that go, and then you can really deal with this stuff, really analytically and have really good information. So, yeah, it's the best money I've ever spent. Yeah,
It's
I
definitely a
definitely recommend.
mental journey, I think, as well. It really is, and it's the right thinking. I talk about that quite a bit on some of my shows. It's like you gotta, on videos, I should say, but yeah, it's definitely right thinking has a big part of it, and just healing mentally as well as physically. They're
Yeah.
all both very important things, and definitely. I know, Todd, are you able to stay around a little bit longer? I know we do have quite a few people on, but I was thinking maybe you could tell us one of those funny stories,
All right. I'll tell
if you
you.
got one in mind.
I'll tell you the one I stole last week over there. It was true story. I can't remember exactly my age. I think it was somewhere between 9 and like 11. I was somewhere around 500 pounds at the time. And my dad was, my dad liked to travel, and we were going to Great Falls, Montana from Bozeman, Montana. And I forget why he was going there, but he wanted to stop at the mall there because my dad loved to buy books, and there was a bookstore in there. And, and they sold used books and whatever. My dad, this house that he passed away, and there's like 6,000 books in here of his. He has so many books. But anyhow, he's going to the bookstore. I was like, I don't know, somewhere around 9 or 10, I guess. And I would get sick to my stomach on the road. I had a nervous stomach when we were traveling, and so I was pretty sick, and I needed to get to a bathroom in a hurry. So we pull into the mall, and Dad's like, "All right, as soon as we go in this entrance, there's a restaurant just to the left here." He said, "You go in that restaurant. It's a bar restaurant, kind of like an Applebee's or something." He said, "You go in there, you follow the bar all the way down to the left, and there's a bathroom." So anyhow, I go in there and I take off. I take off running, and I go zooming. Big fat kid, 500 pounds, goes zooming by the bar. Bartender sees me. It's like 11:30, so it's kind of lunch crowd. I go zooming through there. I get in the bathroom. I got bib overalls on. I'm pulling these bibs off, and I plop down on the toilet. Well, the toilet was one of those old ones that were mounted to the wall. So
Mhm.
as soon as I plopped down on that thing, that whole toilet busted off the wall, shattered on the ground. I was covered from water from head to toe. And this thing was so old, I don't know what they thought they were flushing with this thing, but it had like a 1 inch water line, not like a half and
Oh,
3/8, but like a 1 inch water line going to this old toilet. So it is just pumping water, and I'm just getting hosed. My bibs are on the floor getting soaked. I'm freaking out. So I pull up everything and I rebuckle. Thank God for the adrenaline spike from this disaster that just happened. At least stopped me from having to go to the bathroom. Because now I'm just like on DEFCON 4. So I go bursting out of the bathroom, and then I'm like, oh, I got to play it cool. So then I just stop. I'm really gonna just, be cool and nobody's gonna notice. I'm soaked from head to toe. I'm dripping water as I'm walking past the bar like nothing's happened. My shoes are going squishy, 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 leaving footprints across the bar as I'm trying to get out of this place. And the bartender's just looking at me, and he's watching me walk out with this, he just saw me busting in there just 60, 70 seconds ago. And now I'm covered head to toe with water, leaving squishy footprints all the way out of here, just making a scene. And everybody's just looking at me. And I'm just like, hey, what's going on? And I'm just walk out of there. As soon as I get out of the bar, I hightail it for Dad. I'm like, I go down, I'm trying to find this bookstore. I mean, you should just hear squish, 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 wherever I'm running. There's so much water in my shoes, it's ridiculous. I finally find the bookstore. I find Dad. I'm like, Dad. And he's like, what in the hell happened to you? I'm like, oh, I ran in there. And they had the old shitter. It was mounted to the wall. I sat on it. The shitter blew off the wall. There's water everywhere. We got to get out of here. And Dad's like, holy hell. All right. And so my dad, he's like 240 pounds. I'm like 500 pounds. He's like, stand on this side of me because we had to go right by the scene of the crime to get outside. So So anyhow, we're like walking, and I'm on my dad's left side. This thing's on to the right. I'm trying to hide behind my dad. It's like I'm trying to hide behind a stop sign pole or something. Like obviously, I'm not hiding anywhere. And still going squishy, squishy, squishy. You can watch the trail that I left all the way through the mall of squishy footprints all the way back to the scene of the crime. So anyhow, and then so we're sitting there, and as I come back, everybody had emptied the bar now because that thing had flooded the whole bar. So everybody's out in the mall, freaking out, standing there, seeing what to do. And then as I'm going by, I'm trying not to look, and I look over and I lock eyes with the bartender, and he's just like looking at me. And I'm like, oh no! So me and Dad took off running out the door, get in the car. As soon as we get in the car and get on the road, we both just bust out laughing. Dad's slapping the steering wheel laughing because he thinks it's hilarious. And I'm like, could we please find a shitter that's not bolted to a wall for the love of God? Oh,
That's funny. With an inch pipe and the high pressure, that thing had to flood things pretty quickly.
it was so crazy. And it was one of those old, just one of those old ones that was just hooked to the wall. And I don't know, maybe it was only 3/4. I was young, but it was a way big pipe. It was like that. It wasn't like one of those little ones. And it was just dumping out gallons per minute. I mean, by the time I got my bibs buckled, there was 2.5 inches of water in the bathroom. Oh, what a perfect storm that was. You'd think that stuff would be scarring, but at this point in life, it's just hilarious. I've got so many, I was working on the job as an electrician, and I've fallen through two different sets of stairs on the job sites because they would put up temporary wood
Yep.
construction
Yeah.
stairs. And I go flying down them. I just fall through them at the worst times. It was never a good time. Just some of the funniest stuff being climbing ladders and have ladders just explode underneath me. I rode a, a extension ladder down the outside of a wall once because the aluminum step ladder bent in half. Just some of the funniest stuff.
Yeah. No, I know. I broke my share of chairs, folding chairs, lawn chairs, over the years. I know that. So I
Oh,
can definitely relate. And you feel like you just want to crawl in a little hole and stuff like that happens.
it's so funny. I mean, so many people's, I broke so many couches at people's houses where they tried to pretend like I didn't, and I tried to pretend like I didn't notice, but I just destroyed their couch, and they have a little tear coming down their eye, but they're trying to be cool about it, because I just
Yeah.
destroyed their couch. I had so many of those. Like when I got married, I had lost a bunch of weight at the time, but I was still like 350, 400 pounds, but way, just stout. And on our honeymoon night, I was trying to be stud muffin cool. And so I jumped up perfectly like horizontal to the bed, and I did pop this little pose, right? And I landed down on the bed. Whole bed exploded. Whole bed exploded. I'm not even kidding you. It was like I dropped this thing off of a 12-story building onto concrete. There was wood shrapnel. I had a piece of wood stuck in the sheetrock from the box springs. I hit that thing so hard.
Oh man. That's
Just the funniest stuff happened, man. I know. I want to hear. So my brother, when I was telling this story, my brother said, "You probably shouldn't say the name of the town and like the mall that it was in." And I'm like, "No, I want to say it because I want to see if I could ever find that bartender again because I want to hear this story from his perspective. I think it would be hilarious."
he probably thinks you vandalized it or whatever, and it's like, no,
Yeah. No, I had I was on DEF CON 4. I had to drop a bomb, man. Funny,
so
funny, funny, Michael. So Michael's giving me crap here because I had these bunch of trolls, right? A bunch of trolls. So I've said many times that when I was 14, I worked in the field. The field. Okay, where I'm from, that's because I'm an electrician, and you could work for a construction company and work in the office, or you can work in the field, right? So
Mhm,
it's just meaning that I worked out on job site locations,
mhm.
right? Well, I said somebody was all mad on my Sean Baker interview in the comments going crazy because I said I worked in the field. Well, he thought I said I worked in the fields like I was chucking corn or something when I was a kid, and that's what he had a problem with. And so
Oh,
Michael's giving me
jeez.
a hard time because there's all these people that think I grew up as a farmer now because I said I worked in the field. And it's like, no.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, people get confused sometimes on the littlest things, and they get it all bent out of shape over
Well,
something that they
they
shouldn't.
do, and they're so mad. They're so mad because I told them, I said, I was like, I said, I was, to me, this was so nonchalant, and this wasn't even my point. I said I was like 200 pounds when I was five or something. I wasn't swearing on the Bible that I was exactly 200 pounds at exactly 5 years old. My point was, is I was extremely big my whole life.
Right.
And I was probably up to, do I remember my weight? I could have been 150. I could have been 220. I don't really know. I do remember things like when I was 7, I could pick up my dad and he weighed 240,
Right.
and I could lift him off the ground. I remember, I remember why I know when I was 600 pounds because I was 14 years old and our Great Dane Black Lab Cross Honeycomb got sick and we had to take her to the vet, and it was a country vet, and she wouldn't sit still and get on the scale. So I had to stand on a horse scale holding her, and then I had to get on by myself so they could deduct my weight. And I was 595 pounds. And that was one of the most shocking days of my life because I
Oh,
was 14. And in my head,
yeah.
I thought I was telling myself I was 400 pounds. And when I got off that scale, because no other scales were weighing me, when I got off that scale that day, I found out I weighed 595 pounds at 14. And it was a shocker. Like,
I
it
bet.
messed me up for a little while because, but that's why I remembered it. So, but people are making all this stuff. I don't care what people believe. I don't care if,
Right.
like, it doesn't matter. I put the pictures out for people. They're all over the internet of the size that I was. And right now, since I gained 20 some pounds back, I am still 400 and like 488 pounds or something right now for anybody that wants to watch me weigh. And I
Right.
am
Right.
significantly smaller. I can show pictures. Well, did you see that intro that Michael built for our
Hmm.
video? Yeah, you
Yeah.
saw all those pictures of my
Yeah.
clothes draping off me and how much smaller I am.
Yeah.
So it's so crazy that people are not. I shouldn't even feed the trolls because it's just not worth it. But it's so crazy the things that people are coming after me like. And I would have never thought in my wildest dreams that somebody would have thought that I would be bragging about being 200 pounds when I was 5 or 6. Like, I'm not proud of this stuff. I'm just trying to tell you roughly where I was coming from,
Right.
and so that I could tell you how I got here and how I'm getting back.
Yeah. It's crazy how people act and judge, and it's just the bigger you get, the more followers you have, the more the trolls and the I call it the evil comes out, because that's kind of what it is, to be honest.
Yeah, is that a troll there? But yeah, I've gained about 20 pounds since I've been doing priming, and it's been it's the greatest 20 pounds I've ever gained.
Yeah.
Are you asking me how I gained the weight?
No, I don't. I think you're just surprised you gain.
Oh, no, I gained weight on priming because I
Yeah.
ate like it was my job for almost six
Right.
weeks. And they know that you're going to do that, right? You kind of plan on it, but it's the body composition. Like, you guys will have to go to the SBG. They have a free forum on there and check out the composition change pictures. It is a really, really, really real thing. So you can eat a bunch of, like, I never ate anything off carnivore at all. This is why I love it so much, is because it's given me the power to be able to do that. When I was just keto, I couldn't do that. Now I've not screwed up this diet at all in 10 months, 14 days. I'm in my 11th month right now. But when you do priming, you're giving your body a bunch of collagen, protein, amino
Mhm.
acids, fat, all the building blocks, and it starts healing muscle and materials in you. And so your body starts healing tissue. So you do that for about 5, 6 weeks uh, until your body kind of gives you cues that you're not satiated, but that you have the building blocks that you need, right? And then after that, you go on a series of fasts, a series of OMAD fast is a series of skipping a day and even 72 hours fast. And then your body retains the muscle that you built and it just starts burning off the fat, the excess tissue, and it's really good. I was. I was eating 6,000 calories. Mike saw it. It was
Yeah.
funny. I was posting it up there, but yeah, and also the first like 3 weeks of priming, I lost 8.5 pounds, even eating. I think it was actually eating like 5,440 calories a day or something. We figured out,
Hmm.
and on average, because we took the 5 week average when I went back and looked at it, but calories to so 6,000 calories to a fast, that's hard. Yeah, it was extremely hard. That's why I was so shocked, because uh I had done 9 months at the time. I had done 9 months of OMAD, and it was the easiest thing ever. But I was getting tired, and I was stalling out, and it turned out that I was under eating, and I had basically created a stall because I had done OMAD so long. So when I started doing the priming, I thought, oh man, this is going to be easy to go back to OMAD. It was not easy at all when I went back to OMAD. That those first 2 days, like I had to white knuckle it, and then I went off because they tell you in there not to white knuckle it. They're like,
Yeah.
if it's hard, then you're not ready yet, and you have to keep priming a little bit longer. And so now this is my second time at going back to the fasting. It's working wonderfully now. Now it's not so miserable. But you basically, I went from 3 mad to 2 mad to OMAD, and now that I'm right now, I'm back into conquering OMAD, and then I'm going to go into skipping days and in 72 hours once my body can take it.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is how much stronger I've gotten, how much body composition has changed, and how much better I feel with that extra 20 some pounds on. Feels fantastic. And you wouldn't know it by looking at me because my clothes fit smaller.
Right.
Yeah, so it's way better weight to be carrying for sure. This weight that I put on is helping me carry all the other weight and burn all the other weight for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. So definitely. Have you, Todd? I was going to ask you, have you done any more measuring at all? I know.
So I'm kind of saving it. Let me see if I can shut my blurry background off here, and then you might be able to see it. Hold on one
I know
second.
you have that chart. I was wondering,
Yeah,
you were kind of putting that together last time we talked, and
yeah, there we go. You see that chart back there?
yep.
Yeah, so that's chart. I got it hung. I am taking pictures in front of that, but I'm not going to. That's my grand finale for when I get down to, I don't exactly know, whatever I feel like is the healthy goal weight that I'm going for, which I have no idea what it is. Maybe 250 pounds, maybe 200. I don't know.
Hmm.
But I'm taking pictures in front of that, and I'm putting them together uh, so that I can make kind of a time lapse, and then I'm gonna release all those. So I'm keeping all that under wraps for a big grand finale.
Yeah, that'll be cool though. I'm excited to see that. So definitely. Um, Simpson's asking, what is your typical day of eating?
So right now that I'm on a OMAD fast, today was 6 eggs and about a 22 ounce New York steak. So that's it. And I don't drink anything but water. So, and I do take electrolytes, and I am taking I am taking amino acids on the side, a supplement. But that's it. I just drink water when I am priming. If it's a 3 mad, I'm gonna eat 12 eggs per meal plus try to get as much meat in. And I'm purposely doing that because I'm trying to eat 36 eggs a day, so that
Yeah.
for the hormone benefits. Because before I got on carnivore, I had very low testosterone, and there's a bunch of research that the DHEA in eggs raises your testosterone.
Yeah.
So when I'm priming, I'm going hard after the eggs for the DHEA. When I'm fasting, I'm just doing a few eggs, but mostly just beef because I find beef the most satiating.
Yeah. Definitely. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and put them in the
Hey, Kip,
comments there. Hi, Kip. How you doing? Yep. Christy said, can't wait to see those grand finale pics. I agree. With that.
appreciate it. I wish I would have started taking them earlier. That was the problem. Oh, I wish I would have taken them from the beginning.
Here you go. Here's a question for you. Todd, do you ever do plain carbonated water?
I used to, and I actually I did again. In fact, I don't have. I do have one can left over here. This is from last week, but it's these bubblies, these lime bubblies. And the only reason why I drank these was when I was quitting chewing. That was right along there with the cheese. My coach was like, you can do a few things that you used to like to do. So when I was first starting carnivore, I drank these lime bubblies and all the, so it's probably not great for you, but it says 0 calories and it says water and natural flavors, right? So the bad part
Right.
is in whatever's in the natural flavors,
Right.
but it's, but I could tell you this, that I did take them again, and I'm really tuned in with what my body's doing now. Like, for instance, one of the last things that I got out of my diet was black pepper, and I got that, out, pretty much 11 months ago now. But I'd accidentally gotten bacon that had black pepper on it like 4 months after I quit black pepper. And I felt the change from that black pepper. I got a little bit inflamed in my lungs, and I was, because I used to have real bad lung problems. So I feel things very, very immediately now if I change my diet, because my diet's been so streamlined and so strict now for
Right.
11 months. So this didn't bother me at all. So I'm not a huge advocate for it, but I don't mind it. I think it's fine. I really do. And I think all carbonated water is fine as long as it doesn't have any of the bad, any of the fake sweeteners or sugar or any of that crap or any of the dyes. You can't have any of the, the dyes and stuff in it.
Yep. And I was gonna say, Kip says bubbly makes just a plain one. It's a light blue can with no flavoring. So,
Nice.
yep, that's good to know. Like I said, if anybody's got any questions, go ahead and put them up. We aren't going to be on here too much longer, but I know we've
Yeah.
got a pretty good audience in with us there, Todd.
Right on.
Anything else that you want to share about your channel or anything else you got coming up?
We got some fun stuff coming up. Can't disclose it yet, but we got uh oh a new addition to the series that's going to be real fun that I'm happy with. So that's going to be coming up after the first of the year. I do plan on doing interviews. So I'm going to be reaching out to everybody, and anybody that has a carnivore story, or as if just wants to chat or whatever. If you just want to email me at the carn the carnivore cure at gmail.com. I'm going to start doing those after the first of the year, and then I'm I'm ramping up, putting out a few more videos, but I want to make sure I got something worth saying. So I just I'm trying to do it slowly so that I don't bore the heck out of you guys.
Yeah, the one advice I can give you about starting your doing interviews next week, maybe start a calendar so you can start penciling stuff in as they come. It's nice to have a few at work so you're able to have a
Yeah,
maybe a month ahead so you kind of know what's going on, or it makes it a little easier, I think,
I
than
appreciate it.
trying to find people.
I did download that Calendly, I think it
Oh,
is.
yep, yep,
So
good idea.
I don't know how to use it yet, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. Simpson, have you incorporated exercise into your health journey?
So a little bit, but as it, as basically it's just in my head, I was like, I'm gonna start exercising when I'm like 450 to 400 because I just didn't want to get hurt. Like I'd gotten to the point where being stuck in that chair for 2 years, I'd atrophied enough and I was heavy enough that it was actually kind of a dangerous spot for me. Like, but now, so all that I'm doing is I'm walking on the treadmill. And then I got Michael actually showed me, and I never really heard of them, but I got a shake plate. I don't know if you know what those are, but it's basically a big machine that you stand on, and it shakes the poop out of you. But what it's for is because I have kind of a lymphatic drainage system problem with lymphedema still a little bit. It
Yeah.
helps, yeah, it helps loosen
Okay.
up the lymphatic
Interesting.
cell. Yeah.
Well, I was glad you didn't say shake weight. Those things that
No, 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 it's a big shake plate. And but that thing will give you a flat workout. Like it's pretty crazy.
Yep, it'd be fun to walk with you too, Kip. Would love that. That'd be
For
awesome.
sure.
Yep, he'd like to come on too. I'd like to come on your show too. I
Yeah,
think that'd
no,
be
you're on
awesome.
my list. I've got a list of people that I got to pay back for having me on so many times. I didn't want to do it when I didn't have anybody, like I feel like I didn't want to do it when I didn't have an audience yet because there's like, not, I didn't really have anything to reciprocate with people, you
Sure.
know?
Well, Todd, you do a wonderful job telling stories and telling your story and inspiring people. And I think you're doing a great job, brother. It's fun to see your progress. And I think back to August when we first talked. It's just it's been just fun to see all the good things happening for both of us. To be honest,
Yeah.
it's just been
Well, the whole community. I mean, man, we
yeah,
got in at a great time, didn't we?
yeah,
Because
we
what,
did.
yeah, I mean, keto carnivore is just taking off, and I just love it because I don't care if it's if it's riding the wave or whatever. This wave is actually full of truth and meaning. Like this is not platitude. This isn't hype. This isn't a fad diet.
Right.
It's curing people and giving them their lives back. So this is exactly what we need to get the message out.
Yep, definitely.
Oh man, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you have any final questions, go ahead and get them in because we're going to probably wrap up here in about 5 minutes. So I appreciate everyone coming on tonight and hanging out with us. And it was good talking to Todd again and catching up from August. It seems like that's the last time we talked. We've just both been kind of busy with our channels and things going on. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
pretty
been crazy.
exciting to see all the things that are taking place. And I'm really happy for you and all that's going on for you, Todd. You're doing a great job. And I'm really proud of you, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, man. I sure appreciate you having me on. It's absolutely been a great time tonight. And I love the progress you're having as well, man.
Yeah, it's been good. I can't complain. Life is good. God is good. I can't complain. That's for sure. Yep.
Man,
Todd is a great spokesperson for
I sure
sure.
appreciate it.
Yeah, this community's got a lot of awesome people in it for sure.
It does, man. Like it's just crazy the amount. I haven't found a carnivore I don't like. This has been crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for the nice comments here for sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so I guess that's why I made my channel, and really focused on the weight loss. It's just inspiring people and encouraging other people because it's nice to know there's someone else out there that believes in you, especially when you aren't believing in yourself so much.
For sure.
It's always
Yeah.
nice to know that there's other people in your corner that believe in you and support you, and that's what this is all about. For us, and I'm not going to speak necessarily for you, Todd, but I know this is about other people and making a difference in their life and helping them out, and I'm pretty sure that's probably similar to what you would say too. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just
People have been sending me stuff these it was kind of sad. It's so funny, I got just enough subscribers where I started getting hit by all the people advertising, like,
yeah,
and they come in and they pretend like they're part of the carnivore community, but
right,
they turn out they're trying to sell you this social media stuff. But I was just talking, they're like, you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to, and I'm like, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing any of this for I don't care if I ever get monetized. I really don't give a crap. This is
right,
about getting the word out. The only reason why I want subscribers is so that it gets the word out. We got to
right,
get the word out to people because right now there's so many people suffering alone
right,
and they see, one or two people on YouTube or whatever and then their doctor, takes in fear mongers them and says, "Oh no, if you do that, you're gonna die. You're gonna get worse." And they lie to them, and I just hate it so much. Man, my brother died that way. My dad died that way. We got to fix this. We just have to fix it.
Yep, that's right. We
Yeah,
all have our eyes open and just want to help anyone that we can. It's true. That's what's awesome about this community. Everybody's kind of cheering for each other, supporting each other, and because darn well somebody's sitting back watching this tonight. They maybe have never commented on a YouTube video. They're just listening to what we have to say and taking it all in. And, I just want to encourage those people. You can do this. You can change your life. You could be on. I never thought I was going to be on camera talking to hundreds of people. Never in a million years I would have thought that. But once you get passionate about the cause and changing lives and seeing the results in your own life, you want to tell everybody about it.
I
So,
know. I put shirtless pictures of myself on the internet from when I was 650 pounds and had giant man boobs. There's no way. I mean, most of my family hadn't seen me in that condition, and I put it on the internet because I don't care anymore. It's so much more important that people get free from this, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I look at that old guy and I don't even care because I used to care because that guy had me dominated. Now that dude is, you know, that thing's going to be a history here shortly. Like it's just a matter of time now, so I don't care anymore. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it makes a difference for sure. So, well, I guess we're going to probably wrap this up, everybody. Todd, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. I know we tried to do this a couple other times. I know we've been really busy, but I'm sure we'll do this again because, we've been together on a lot of stuff already, and I want to keep our relationship going on here, and we'll always be friends. I know that, and I really
Absolutely.
appreciate you and your story and you coming on here, and just a great guy that from day one I saw that, and that's why I wanted to bring you back on again and just kind of update everybody because I know everybody kind of gets busy, and it's hard to follow everybody and watch everybody's video, but that's why I do this because somebody's watching this and maybe has never seen your video before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Oh, for sure. No, and I appreciate it, and I'm definitely going to be looking forward to having you on and repaying the favor. So
yeah, it's all good, man. I think it's great. So yeah, yeah, that's
exactly,
awesome. Yep,
exactly.
definitely. Thanks, Mike.
Hey,
Appreciate
Mike.
you. Thanks again, Becky, and anybody else that's on tonight. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. If you're just coming on, you'll be able to catch the replay. Should be out on Todd's channel or my channel, so make sure you check that out. But just want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. We appreciate you. Any final parting words there, Todd?
Stay strong during the holidays. Cheat days are nonsense. And meat is better than sweet potatoes. So,
Yeah,
uh,
definitely. No, I
appreciate
guess.
it. But thanks
Yeah,
for commenting, guys. Man, it's so much better when you guys are in the chat with us and supporting us. It's just amazing. You guys are incredible. So thank you so
yeah,
much
definitely.
for
Thank
the
you all for
support.
tuning in, and yeah, just finish up strong this year and stay focused and keep plugging away and stay positive and encourage other people and put a smile on people's faces. That's my advice for you guys. So take
Absolutely.
care. Take care, everyone. We'll see you again soon. God
See ya.
bless. Good
God
night,
bless.
everyone.